You're watching your son or daughter playing a game. They receive a pass, they've got time, they've got space, but they hesitate and they look nervous. And you think, why aren't you playing quick like you do in a game? And the most likely answer is they're afraid of making a mistake. Whether you're 7 or 17, this is one of the most common worries for youth players today. And it makes a lot of sense if we think about how our brains are wired. Our brains are hardwired to notice the negative and what could not go well way more than the positive and what could go well. So when they receive a pass, their brain's much more likely to focus on all the things that could go bad. Like they could turn the ball over, the team could counter and score, they could make a poor pass, coach could yank them out if they don't like the way they handle the ball, teammates could get mad at them, or you might be mad at them. So that makes sense why they can get overwhelmed and stressed. And really, we're no different as adults. Think about when you're watching your favorite team play. And there's 5 minutes to stoppage time. Your team's up by a goal, but they're 7 minutes into stoppage time. And even if the ball is way on the other side of the field, it's probably going to be called soon. You find yourself getting overwhelmed and kind of freaking out, like, come on, blow the whistle, game's over, game's over. And what do you think is going to happen? They're going to do like a 40-yard throw in, take it on the chest and a 30-yard volley, and your team's they can tie the game up? No, but the brain focuses on what could go bad, and that's what can happen to your kids too. But the great news, parents, we have some really cool ways to help you train their brains so they can start to think of mistakes as a natural, normal thing, and they can accept them and be more focused on how they respond. So how do we do that? Well, what we do is we want you to carve out some time with your son or daughter. We're going to watch a professional game, and there's 4 different rounds of fun you can have. They're going to help you train their brain. Round 1, we want you to say, okay, you're going to take your favorite team, I'll take the other team. We're going to have a contest. Who can notice their team making 5 mistakes the fastest? And in order to get 1 point up to 5, you have to say the mistake out loud, such as, oh, shanked across, or poor first touch. And when you get to 5, I want you to set a timer when you start, stop the timer and say, wait a minute, okay, how long did that take? Okay, it took 7 minutes. You noticed 5 mistakes, I noticed 3. That was 8 mistakes in 7 minutes. And just start having some discussions. Did you think that would happen that fast? Were you surprised? What kind of mistakes did they make? Okay. And you move on to round 2. Now it's a little bit more personal to your son or daughter. Have them pick out the group of players, position players they want to focus on their favorite team. If that's going to be defenders, midfielders, goalie, strikers, whatever it's going to be. And they're going to focus on those position players, and you try to notice the position players on the other team, first group that makes 5 mistakes the fastest. So for me, I like the Spurs. It'd be like, oh, Spurs defenders made 5 mistakes, and you maybe pick Man City. And that's the contest. Same thing, set a timer and stop it. And when someone has won that round, have a discussion about it and say, wow, how many mistakes did we notice by the defenders today? Wow, that was like 9 mistakes. And how long did that take? That was 10 minutes. Man, that's a lot of mistakes. And now ask your son or daughter and say, have you ever seen other teams make those kind of mistakes in your games? Have you ever seen your team defenders make those mistakes? Have you yourself ever made those mistakes? And now we're helping them see this as more of a normal, natural thing that happens in all games. Okay, round 3. This time they're going to pick out one specific player, and they're going to focus on that player and try to notice them making 3 mistakes. You're going to choose a player on the other team and see if your player makes 3 mistakes faster than the one that they've chosen. Same thing afterwards, have a discussion in any way you want to, just to think about, wow, did you think that player would have made those mistakes that quickly? Were you surprised at the mistakes they made? So after 3 rounds, now their brains are going, wow, my favorite team makes mistakes. The positional players on my favorite team make mistakes, and one of the people I really like, they make mistakes too. And that helps their brain now see this as more normal. Round 4 is what I want you to do is look for 5 mistakes again on each team you're choosing, but this time to get a point, you have to find them recovering well from that mistake. So for example, it would be, made a poor pass, but they ran hard to recover and get the ball back. So that would be a point. And the first 1 to 5 wins. Now you've added the last element, which is having them focus on how they respond to mistakes. And that's the big message you want to send to your kids is mistakes are common. Even pros have it. You've got way more practice and time of playing soccer. So of course you're going to make mistakes too. The key is how do you respond? So please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like this video. We'd love to hear your comments, suggestions, creative ways you have to help your kids sort of train their brains to see mistakes as more common. And let's all work together. Let's build resilience as individuals, as families, and as communities.
Can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home, go hard.